सब्सक्राइब कीजिए हमारे चैनल डिफेसिस को और दबाइए बेल बटन को ताकि आपको मिल सके हमारी वीडियोस की अपडेट सबसे पहले।
Liberation War Affairs Minister today said Bangladesh is constructing monuments in memory of the martyrs of Indian Allied Forces in the 1971 Liberation War on the occasion of the 50 years of independence. He said this when outgoing Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh paid her farewell call on him at his ministry office here. Liberation War Affairs Secretary was present on the occasion. They discussed Bangladesh-India relations, Bangladesh Liberation War and bilateral issues. They hoped that relations between the two neighboring countries would be stronger further in the days to come. The minister recalled with gratitude the cooperation of Indian government and its people extended to Bangladesh during the Liberation War. The Indian High Commissioner said Bangladesh and India are tested friends. Some people are out to spread misleading information purposely to worsen the relations between the two next-door neighbors, but the Bangladesh-India ties are not so fragile, she said. Riva said the two countries have done many bilateral works in the last several years as Bangladesh and India are working as development partners, while enclaves, maritime boundary, and other issues have also been resolved during that period. The Indian envoy lauded Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's leadership in the country's unprecedented development and women empowerment. She requested the minister for taking up initiatives for translating the books on the Liberation War in Hindi. Riva expressed her country's willingness to become a part of Golden Jubilee celebration of Bangladesh's independence in 2021 with its people. In a departure from past, Malaysia has refrained from making any comments on Kashmir even as China and Turkey, continuing with anti-India policy, made remarks on the first anniversary of the removal of special status for the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. Under the leadership of former Prime Minister of Malaysia Mahathir bin Mohamad, Kuala Lumpur had taken an anti-India stance, making remarks on Kashmir. Malaysia under Mahathir was among the three countries, other two being Turkey and China, to raise Kashmir at United Nations General Assembly meet last year. Under the new Malaysian government led by PM Muhyiddin Yassin, both sides have been engaging with each other. India's External Affairs Minister J. Shankar spoke to new Malaysian Foreign Minister Hishamuddin Hussein immediately after new government took charge in Kuala Lumpur. Indian High Commissioner to Malaysia Mridul Kumar has also met Malaysian Foreign Minister many times. In fact, Indian High Commissioner was the first envoy received by the Malaysian Foreign Minister on March 18, the day he took charge. Both sides are strengthening commercial ties, with trade deficit reducing from $4.30 BN to $3.40 BN in 2019-20 compared to last year. Increased rice and sugar, high-speed diesel import has taken place. Under India's mega repatriation plan, the Vande Bharat mission, 42 flights have taken from Malaysia, bringing back 7,000 Indian from mid-March till now. New Delhi and Kuala Lumpur have also been cooperating under the current COVID pandemic with India, allowing the export of hydrochloroquine and paracetamol to Malaysia. The case against two Italian Marines who shot dead two Indian fishermen off the Kerala coast in 2012 will be closed only when Italy compensates the families of the victims, the Supreme Court said today. Let Italy pay them compensation. Only then will we allow the withdrawal of prosecution, Chief Justice said. The centre, requesting the top court to let it withdraw the cases following the decision of a UN tribunal, said Italy had assured it would criminally prosecute the Marines. But the court said the fishermen's families must be compensated first. Bring the checks and the relatives of victims here, said the Chief Justice. The court has asked the centre to file an application making the families party to the case within a week. The Hague-based Permanent Court of Arbitration recently ruled that the Italian Marines enjoy immunity, so they cannot be tried by Indian courts. But the UN tribunal said India is entitled to compensation in connection with loss of life, physical harm, material damage to property and moral harm suffered by the captain and other crew members of the fishing boat that came under fire. The Supreme Court said it would need to hear the victims' families before allowing the cases to be withdrawn. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, appearing for the centre, told the court that Italy, in a letter, said both the Marines would be criminally prosecuted and the maximum compensation will be paid to the families. The two Italian Marines are accused of killing two unarmed Indian fishermen off the coast of Kerala on February 15, 2012. The Marines had appealed in the Supreme Court against the Kerala High Court's decision that the Marines could be prosecuted in Kerala. In March 2017, the Supreme Court directed India and the Marines to place on record the proceedings of the Arbitral Tribunal under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. Indian Air Force was recently told to study the proposed twin-engine deck-based fighter project cleared for the Indian Navy to be designed and developed by Aeronautical Development Agency and joined to develop a spin-off Air Force variant of the jet minus the naval-engineered landing gear and tail section for aircraft carrier operations, but senior officials of the Indian Air Force seems to suggest that they have other plans regarding joining the twin-engine deck-based fighter bandwagon. Senior Indian Air Force official close to idrw.org has informed that top management is not too keen on the twin-engine deck-based fighter program and will allow Navy to be lead program agency along with ADA/HAL in the twin-engine deck-based fighter and wants to continue its focus on the Tejas Mark-II and advanced medium combat aircraft programs and will not join twin-engine deck-based fighter program initially because it will be easier to develop Air Force version than a naval version and if need be arise IAF can fund the development of Air Force variant at a later stage. Indian Air Force top management sees advanced medium combat aircraft Mk1 has a better option in 2030 when twin-engine deck-based fighter and advanced medium combat aircraft Mark-I are supposed to be ready and enter initial production. Indian Air Force has committed to procure 2 squadrons of advanced medium combat aircraft Mark-I powered by the F414 and 6 engines in IOC configuration and 6 squadrons of Tejas Mark-II which will see the production order of another 6 squadrons of Tejas Mark-II with upgraded 5th generation avionics. Tejas Mark-II will also get upgraded Block 2 version with advanced medium combat aircraft avionics or Indian Air Force might simply agree to procure twin-engine deck-based fighter instead is what Indian Air Force will decide probably in 2030. Advanced medium combat aircraft Mark-II which will be 5.5 generation fighter jet will enter production in 2035 onwards powered by a higher 110 knots thrust engine which India plans to develop with a foreign aero engine partner. India is willing to commit to locally manufacture nearly 1,000 plus engines for both advanced medium combat aircraft Mark-II and Tejas Mark-II program which will get these engines for the second 6 squadrons of Tejas Mark-II with upgraded 5th generation avionics or it will eventually come to Tejas Mark-II Block I when it's due for engine change probably in 10 years after induction in 2040 to 45 onwards. A Sri Lankan Air Force An-32 transport aircraft made an emergency landing at Naval Airbase in Shansa on Friday after the aircraft suffered a technical glitch after taking off from the naval base. The aircraft, part of a 3-aircraft formation, had landed at Goa for scheduled refueling while on their way to Ukraine for complete overhaul. Indian Navy engineers detected the fault and repaired the aircraft and the 3 Antonov An-32s are now expected to fly out on Saturday. The Sri Lankan embassy expressed its appreciation to the personnel at Shansa for the immediate assistance. We express our deep appreciation to the Indian Navy for rendering assistance to a Sri Lankan Air Force aircraft and the crew in Goa. It was indeed a gesture of true friendship and cooperation, said the embassy in a statement. As per initial reports, the lead aircraft in the formation took off from Shansa but the crew detected a malfunction and requested permission to return to Shansa. The Sri Lankan Air Force is grateful to Defence Wing of Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka, Navy, and IAF for vital technical assistance given to Sri Lankan Air Force aircraft in Goa, said the Sri Lankan Air Force in a tweet. Lockheed Martin is pursuing plans to expand offset-related engagement with Indian industry, the U.S. corporation has said. The effort was highlighted at the company's 7th annual Suppliers Conference in New Delhi, which was held for 5 days from late July. Lockheed Martin said in a statement on August 6 that more than 200 Indian companies of all sizes participated in the event, which was co-hosted with the Society of Indian Defence Manufacturers and Confederation of Indian Industry. During the conference, Lockheed Martin said it shared new partnership opportunities with Indian industry and that a highlight of these is future defense offset work linked to the sale of 24 Lockheed Martin/Sikorsky MH-60R multi-role naval helicopters for the Indian Navy. The governments of India and the United States signed a deal worth $2.6 billion for the sale of these helicopters through the U.S. Foreign Military Sales Mechanism in February 2020. Lockheed Martin said, "There is an offset requirement for the MH-60 program, and so as part of that Lockheed Martin will put more indirect work over in India." The Rotary and Mission Systems team will work with capable Indian companies over the next 7 to 8 years and provide opportunities to the industry to integrate into the global supply chain.